Hi guys, welcome back. This is the second part of the installation of the new Andersen winch. This is the starboard side winch that Andrea is start to disassemble, and after that preparing the correct position, and after that drilling the holes for the new winch. We check many times the correct alignment of the mechanism with the sheet of the Genoa, because it's very important. In this way the winch works well. So we check many times everything from the small part to the big one, because when you do the job you can come back. So this is the correct position. We check the correct alignment of the sheet of the Genoa and we start to drill. Andrea signed with the pencil. We check another time if it's correct. And now we sign the correct position of the holes that we need to drill. And we start to sign the first part of the drill. After that we move the winch and we start to drill perfectly aligned vertical. Fortunately the winch holes are far away from the old one, 90% of these holes, but it is important so I have enough strength on the base of the winch. Countersink is very important because the butyl make a gasket. After do the holes, Andrea tests the size of the holes, insert the bolts and check another times. How you can see, many checks when you do this work. You can make mistake. We check also the self-tailing, another test, and yes, it's correct. Perfect, work well. Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm driving to the shipyard, or where Ellös is lying on the harbor, because today there are southerly winds, so we have 9 to 16 degrees in March. I wait until today because all March and February was very cold. There is no way to use the epoxy resin to fix my holes for the new winch. So for today I check everywhere, I check on the meteo, and today will be more warm so I can work with epoxy, and I finish this work before install the new winch. So follow me in this adventure and we go. In a moment we'll arrive at the shipyard. We go. Now we take out all this tape, and after that I will use some hot glue to close the holes. New holes, old holes, all those holes need to be closed. So I take out this tape and we go. Acetons. Cleaning with acetons is very important because they grease everything, but still need to clean the remain of the butyl. And also, how you can see in the video, I needed to sand a little the countersink holes, new holes. With the help of the blade, you can take out the excess of butyl. So cleaning the old holes and cleaning the new ones, especially the countersink part, because there the butyl make the gasket. But before make the gasket, for sure I will spread with epoxy resin. Now I will use this piece of wood and the hot glue, and we go just there, and I will glue here the piece of wood to avoid the resin fly down, and I fill up from here with the epoxy. Merda. It's very easy to burn your finger with the hot glue. So the bad word I say before, because I completely burn my finger. All the holes are closed. The time to insert the resin by syringe is arrived. You can see a small one, and I add the epoxy with 505 from West System. Is a very strong additive to make a very strong resistance on the epoxy. So I won't get back my original strength of the base of the winch. So I use this add on the epoxy. Check if some resin drip. You can see the resin. Now I will use some thick hole to close all the holes, but I wait that the resin spread everywhere to fix. To match the color, I will use some thick powder on the epoxy resin, and we drip all around the plug. You can see here the resin is still drip. There are some space so that the resin go everywhere and fix everywhere. I needed to epoxy also the countersink new holes for the butyl, because in this way it attach very well on the epoxy than the fiber of the wood. And last, a little epoxy around the plugs. And the butyl time is arrived. Now I start to prepare the bolts with the butyl ready to be inserted in the new holes. I use the butyl system for years and work very well, and no any drop of water enter in the boat or in the holes, because it's very flexible and I like very well. It's my preferred caulk for the through bolts. Now are ready to be fit with the butyl, and will be waterproof 100/400 for all the life, and very easy to lift. When the epoxy cured, I will sand and install the winch. Okay guys, now we check if the resin worked, if the resin cured. Yes, it's perfect. You can see, perfect. And we need to sand, flat down everything, and you can say that it's ready for the new winch. Yes, work two here. You see, I put the resin on the countersink because I need to use the butyl, so it's touch very well in the epoxy resin. Okay, we start to sand in a moment. I sand with 120 grit plate to take out the excess of epoxy. I have a very thick plate of teak, so I can sand very well. This is perfectly flat now. You can see the result. The black rings are the epoxy with thick powder, but now it's completely watertight. And now we start in the other side using the plate with 120 grit, and I start to sand very well. I need a very nice and tidy surface for installing the new winch. After 1 week, I came back to the shipyard with Andrea to install the winch. Those are the backing plates for the bolts of the winch. Andrea, my friend that have a factory that work for Beneteau, make all this type of stuff. So I asked him to make a very strong plate for the bolt of the winch. Now you can see the new winch with the bolt and butyl are ready to install. Andrea push inside all the bolts in the holes, and for sure butyl make his work. I use a wrench to tight all the bolts, Andrea in the top and me in the bottom. To do this work we spend all the day because the butyl is spread and you need to wait before tightening again. After I install the first winch and wait for the butyl spreading, we start to install the port 1. We sand all the thick and we install the second winch. You can see here all the bolts with the second nuts for safe. Andrea is tightening after all the afternoon, and now the winch is very fixed on its final position. We insert the last part and we mount it. Last check for the self-tailing arm, and this is the position as right in the instruction. The last one, port side, we install the arms, check again if all is correct. Yes, it's correct. And those are the winch, very happy. We close the box with the butyl, you can see, and the job is done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, remember to leave thumb up, and we see you in the next episode. Ciao!